I have no idea why I started the video like that, but anyway, welcome back to Helltaker, the Second Circle. What? Okay. Wow, I'm really out for a loop today, aren't I? Alright, welcome back to another video. Again, we are going through the dates, and last part we went through Zadrada's date, which more like a reflection, not a date, but I'll take what I can get. Anything that's like not fucking insane and showed Zadrada has a heart for both Taker and Melina was actually pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. It broadens her character more than what initially was. I'm just hoping we'll get the same type of outcome or something. Possibly better with Azazel. But we'll see. And let's get right into it. In the days following your run-in with the curator at the park, you find it hard to concentrate on anything of significance. Azazel, too, seems particularly distracted by the man's unique plight, so much so that her studies have almost completely ground to a halt. Fortunately, a week after your run-in with the curator at the park, you and Azazel finally managed to make time to dive down to the museum. You remembered to call, right? I did. He said he would close down the exhibit for us. You'll have plenty of room to work when we get there. Azazel nods and bounces in her seat. You watch her display of excitement out of the corner of your eye. Azazel? Are you sure you're ready for this? Ready? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Well, it's just that this is a big task, you know? This big ask, you know? We aren't exactly detectives. Or forensic art experts, for that matter. Speak for yourself. Pardon? Besides, why can't we be? I think that'd make for a good story, don't you? An angel far from home, and a mortal man accustomed to the fires of hell solving vaguely supernatural crimes together. It's a catchy premise. Yeah, I suppose. I still love that animation of Azazel, by the way. What was your name? Void.exe, you do a great job. It seems familiar, though. You haven't been poking around in Modius's books again, have you? Azazel. It was purely for research purposes, I assure you. But now that you mention it, one of the ones I read did have a similar plot. With a few key differences, of course. You mean to say that the characters had sex in the end, don't you? Well... do we get sex scenes in this game? In a way, yes. It's true they had sex at the end, but also in the middle. And in the beginning, too. So, only slight different from our current situation, then? For now. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh my. I think Azazel is putting moves on that she's not realizing. Look, Mr. Taker, we're here. Just then, the museum looms into view. Deciding to stash the angel's seemingly innocuous comments away for a future discussion, you focus your attention on the task at hand. Right as you pull into the parking spot, you are greeted by a familiar stout figure. The tearful man assails you as soon as you step out of the car. I can hardly express how happy I am to see you both. I've come waiting by the phone ever since our chance encounter at the park. A chance encounter, was it? So it took so long for us to come down, Mr. Curator? No need to apologize. You must be busy people after all. In any case, I've shut down the exhibit for you, much to the chagrin of my superiors. It's all ready for you now. Then I suppose we'll get to work right away. Ready? Ready. Ooh, new art. You and Azazel follow the curator up to the art exhibit. True to his word, the place is completely empty. Nothing but silence and the dim flicker of fluorescent bulbs fills the marble hallways. Were you not in the presence of a literal angel, you might have felt a little spooked by the eerie atmosphere. Alright, where shall we start? As I mentioned before, I have suspicions about the validity of the number of pieces in my gallery. Perhaps we can start with those? Lead the way. You watch the curator scurry off with Azazel in tow. Left to your own devices, you pursue the art until they return. When they do come back from their mission around the gallery, the curator looks to be on the verge of tears. Again. What did you find? The curator was right. At least a dozen of them are all fakes. At this, the man slumps down into a nearby bench. You, meanwhile, try to ignore his sorrowful display and continue to address Azazel. There has to be more to it than that, right? Now that you mention it, I did notice something that struck me as odd. Oh? Take this painting here, for example. You watch as the angel approaches a nearby piece, licks her finger, and swipes it across the surface of the art. Then she pops her finger back in her mouth and ponders whether flavor she lifted off of the dusty old canvas. And the sight makes you grimace. This painting was done almost exactly 3 weeks ago. You can tell? How? Actually, never mind. I don't want to know. Are you certain? I'd stake my grace on it. Alright, what about the others? In response, Azazel turns and begins to point out all the other fakes in view. That one was 4 weeks ago. That one was 2. That one's 7. And this one was just made. It was just a week ago. I see. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We've got an art thief on our hands. An art thief? Ooh, just thinking about it gets me all excited. Excited? I mean, deeply concerned. What do you think, Taker? It sounds to me like whoever is taking these pieces needs about a week to make a copy. Then after a new copy is made, they break into the exhibit, replace the painting with their own, and escape with the original. You don't happen to have any security cameras, do you? If we can check the footage, maybe we can start to figure this out. You turn to the curator, but the man sadly shakes his head. Boy, budget cuts haven't been kind to you, have they? The curator sniffles and buries his face in his hands, causing you to immediately regret your comment. Before a single tear can be shed, however. Never fear, Mr. Curator, sir. I've got a plan. You do? You do? That I do. And for it to work, we're going to need 3 of those long-range communication devices. Walkie-talkies? Yes, those. As well as a couple of guard uniforms, some flashlights, and a secluded room. I think I have those, but who's going to wear the uniforms? Why, you two, of course. Then what will you be doing? Oh, don't worry about me. I have my ways of going unnoticed. Before we spring into action, don't you want to let us in on this plan of yours, Azazel? All in due time, Mr. Taker. All in due time. Until then, you do trust me, right? Always. Good. Now get suited up and call Lucy to let her know we won't be home for dinner again. We're camping out in the museum, boys. You exchange a worried glance with the art curator, but the two of you shrug, and as he heads off to the office to acquire the unnecessary supplies, you whip out your phone. Sometime later, the curator returns and tosses you a guard uniform. This is the biggest one I have. I hope it fits. You hold the shirt up against your chest. It's going to be a bit tight, but it'll do. Who's Patrick? One of our old security guards. Nice guy. Big, like you. Sadly, he got an acting gig and quit. I wonder what he's doing these days. Gentlemen, focus. Right, sorry. What's the plan, Azazel? The two of you crowd around to hear Azazel's plan. By the time her explanation is finished, closing time is upon you, and shortly whereafter the night descends. According to the plan, you and the art curator are dressed up like security guards, patrolling the halls in the place of the actual guard who were meant to be on duty tonight. Azazel, meanwhile, has hidden herself somewhere elsewhere in the exhibit. Oh, that was irritating. Is everyone in position? Her chipper voice echoes out of the contraption on your belt. Yep. Roger. Alright, then commence phase 1, the Holy Ghost. At this, you turn to the curator and nod. The two of you set off in opposite directions around the museum. For a while, you see nothing and hear only the cackling of your own shoes against the marble floor. Soon enough, however, the radio begins to buzz. I spotted him. He's in a Botticelli? Botticelli section heading towards Raphael. Noted. I'm on my way there now. As am I. Hurry, he's quick, but I'm right on his tail. Won't he see you? Not as I am now. I've made myself invisible to the mortal gaze. You can do that? I've spotted him. Excellent. Commence phase 2, the shepherds of the Lord. I'm heading to the pasture now. Understood. As you round the next corner, you hear the sounds of hurried footsteps. The thief is on the move. I've spotted him towards the exit. Cut him off if you can. We must get him to the pasture. On it. You loop around in an attempt to cut the thief off in his escape. At the sight of your flashlight beam, you catch the man darting back into the heart of the exhibit. He's heading back to you. I've got Raphael blocked off. And he's got no choice but to go right to... I'm in position. Perfect timing. Our sheep is heading to the pasture. Azazel lets out a low, sinister chuckle which cackles over the radio. Excellent. And it's finally time for phase 3. Repentance. You race for the room that you had all collectively dubbed the pasture. Before you arrive, however, you hear an anguished shriek echo throughout the exhibit. What's going on? I'm closing in on the room now. I'll let you know what I see. You double your pace and arrive before a shut door. Inside, you can almost hear the pained sounds of choir music coupled with sobbing. Blinding light spills out of the room from a crack below the door. Though you hesitate, afraid of what you might witness, your determination nevertheless spurs you to throw open the door. What you see defies your very perception of reality. The hell? Oh, I guess that's it as an angel, eh? There's a man on his knees in front of you, facing away from the door you just entered from. His hands are clasped before him, and he is pleading with a being whose visage fills you with such existential dread that you too are brought low. In spite of the fact that no part of her is overly recognizable, the being is unmistakably Azazel, for this is her true form. Sir, what do you see? Hello? Though the radio buzzes with the curator's voice, it is little more than background noise when compared to the boom of Azazel's voice. You have stolen and lied. Your actions have brought grief upon your fellow man. Repent and make right what has been done, or I will plague your dreams until your dying day. Yes, I promise I will make things right. But please don't come to me again. It is done. Go. At that, the thief scampers away, heedless of you or anyone else in his way. You turn away only briefly to watch him go, but the bright flash of light brings your attention forward once more. That being is gone, and Azazel, as you know her, has returned. Sorry you had to see that, Taker. Or, is it wise to just let him go like that? Bah, don't worry about it. I'm sure everything will turn out alright. How can you be so sure? Trust me, if there's one thing we angels are good at, it's terrifying people into living the straight and narrow. Fair enough. You rise and clap the angel on the back. That was a good plan, Azazel. I really should trust you more, shouldn't I? Yes, you should. At this, the angel launches herself at you, hugging you around the middle with such righteous force that it threatens to break you in half. Fortunately, the curator arrives before that can happen. Well, did our plan work? I'd say so. What about the thief? We didn't catch him? I wouldn't worry about him. Yeah, after what happened, I don't suspect he'll be back. What about my paintings? I say give it about a week, maybe 2. Mr. Curator, sir, I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised at the benevolence humans are capable of. Especially when it's been bored into them by a holy presence. If you say so, I suppose I have no reason not to trust you both after everything you've done for me. What will you do now? At home, I'm wiped. Words. Me too. Very good. Get some rest, you two. I'll give you a call if anything changes. Before you leave, I should tell you that I've heard we'll be getting a new exhibit within the next couple of weeks or so it looks like I'll be able to make good on my promise sooner than I thought. We look forward to it. See you later, Mr. Curator, sir. And with that, you and Azazel head out into the night, the memory of this adventure burned into your hearts. Huh, that one wasn't as long, but it was pretty sweet, honestly. I enjoyed it anyway. It's only 16 minutes, though. Jeez. Oh, excuse me. That or I just read faster. Could be either one. But, I want to keep this, basically episodic per character, so I'm probably going to end it here. Yeah, I will. Just to make it, like, episodic. I don't have to hit the mark. As long as I can get one story out per video, I think it'll be more consistent with what I'm uploading. Because the last part was like 40 minutes. But anyway, I'm going to switch it down in the description if you want to go check me out there. And maybe you want to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and also myself. And maybe subscribe too if you enjoy what you're seeing. I always try to do visual novels whenever I can. But anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.